I'm delighted to have Lisa Lavin here with us tonight. She is the CEO of OhmCare, and she's introducing our next outstanding director, Jodi Hubler. Lisa?
Anybody that knows Jodi Hubler loves Jodi Hubler. She is all that and more. Jodi is as brilliant as she is kind. Additionally, Jodi lends her governance expertise and advocacy to various education, investment, and nonprofit organizations, including Caring Bridge, Medical Alley Association, and Launch Minnesota, and recently served on the Governor's Council on Economic Expansion. Jodi's track record has earned her many accolades, including being named to the 500 most powerful Minnesota business leaders, Women in Business honoree, and Twin Cities Business Top 100 People to Know. And I'm grateful I know her. I'm not the only one that thinks Jodi is a rock star. Angie Frank, CEO of About Health, had this to say: when Jodi commits to a board role, she is all in. Whatever it takes is a phrase that immediately comes to mind. She was always prepared, committed, and engaged. And Neela Mogard, executive director of Launch Minnesota, said this: Jodi's leadership and dedication has been deeply impactful. She is a servant leader who generously shares her insight and expertise to guide and grow our state's innovation ecosystem. It is truly an honor to have Jodi Hubler on our board. She's been making a difference in my world for the last 10 years. And I have to say, it's even greater honor to call her friend. Introducing Jodi Hubler.
I'm going to wear my glasses so I can't see you. Just get that out of the way right away. Thank you, Lisa, for those kind words and the introduction, and inviting me to be a director and to count me as your friend. I'd like to begin with a few thank yous first. Allison and Twin Cities Business, for your conscious decision not only to organize these awards, but for recognizing the role of an independent director in an early stage company. Not many do that. Thank you. To Ann Sample and Patty O'Leary, boy, for your guidance and your wisdom, thank you. To the other founders and CEOs, to the people that I love and care about on table 11 and 15, thank you for joining me here tonight for your leadership. To Britt, for an incredible partner, my best friend for 30 years on this journey. I'm grateful for you. In 1998, I was introduced to Roger Connor's and Tom Smith's books, Journey to the Emerald City and the Oz Principle, Achieve a Competitive Advantage by Creating a Culture of Accountability. These books, with their very clear articulation of the direct link between company culture and results, have fundamentally shaped my career. As I prepared for this evening, I thought about how my corporate experience was a little like that black and white depiction of Dorothy's life in Kansas. I learned extremely impactful and foundational skills as an executive in a variety of companies across those 14 years, but within a limited range and with limited boundaries, and I knew that there was a wider world to explore. Well, moving to venture capital, that was like arriving in the Emerald City, a technicolor wonderland of interesting questions, visionary entrepreneurs, and sometimes scary creatures, and definitely big ambitions. And for 15 years, I had the honor and privilege of serving as a director or chair of nearly every company in which we made an investment. In my board seats, I was fortunate to be in the middle of complex and challenging businesses and industry transformations, developing a core expertise in governance. And while beyond proud of the results that we produced, I knew that there had to be a better way to take the lessons that I learned as an investor and a board member and apply them in a more personally purposeful use. When I made board service and women-led organizations a focus for my next phase of my career, I felt a little like Dorothy, clicking her heels and saying there's no place like home. As an independent board member, I believe it is an honor to sit at the intersection of two truths: strategy and execution, trust and vulnerability. And it's my responsibility to bring those truths into the boardroom. All too often, strategy and execution are the sole focus, and trust and vulnerability are often overlooked. Vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. It has been my privilege to come alongside CEOs and founders who have the courage to lead and the conviction of purpose to take risks. I've learned that change only happens at the speed of trust, and trust is earned in the small moments through diligent preparation, paying attention, listening thoughtfully, and demonstrating genuine care and connection. What I know for sure is when boards invite space for these two truths to coexist, they engage in meaningful and authentic leadership, and that's where differentiating governance occurs. It is particularly satisfying to be honored and recognized tonight as an independent director for OhmCare. First, OhmCare is a pre-revenue company. It's an ambitious startup led by a very dynamic leader, Lisa Lavin. The company is not a familiar name to most people yet, which is to say that OhmCare is exactly the kind of company, and Lisa is exactly the kind of founder who will most benefit from the support and the guidance of advisors, investors, and directors like the people in this room tonight. I was grateful to be asked to serve on the board, and I'm proud of the work being done to build a business that seeks to deliver on a bold strategy for better healthcare in the home. Second, OhmCare is a woman-led business, and it is still the case that women have to work harder to attract capital. They have to crack into long-established networks and to get the attention that their businesses deserve. Here in the Twin Cities, in large measure due to the highly visible and phenomenally successful women in leadership roles in this business community, that door might be open just a little bit wider than other places, but it is still not as open as it should be. Lisa is a testimony to the impact of an intentionally curated board that cultivates the two truths that I describe. I'd like to close with a pitch to each of you to seek out startups and early-stage companies that need your talents and your leadership. Our world is in need of innovation. We need people willing not to just lean in, but to actively participate in meaningful ways. To those of you who have afforded me that privilege, I am honored. To the fellow awardees, I am honored to share your company. Thank you.